So Deniz, I know you had a couple of slides you wanted to share, and then we're going to have some conversation. You want to hop into your slides, and we'll...
yeah, I have a few slides to show. So those guests from different countries may not need to know, what we are doing here. We are proudly supporting, sponsoring Startup Turkey. We have been this place for many years, but this year we have the prime sponsorship, and we're really proud of being a supporter of this organization. So we are actually the science park, the technology park of the main engineering school of this country, Istanbul Techical University. It's one of the oldest engineering schools of the world. So we provide a large pool of talent for startups to establish their technical teams around. So on our main campus, we have a lot of high number of programs. Actually, we have more accredited programs than Georgia Tech. So it has been a large school. And for any startups who wants to have a vast pool of engineering talent, it's vastly available in Istanbul. So come and grow here. And within the science park, within the university campus, we have the science park, ITU ARI Teknokent. We name ourselves as the global science park of Turkey. So the science parks and technoparks have lots of advantages in terms of tax, but also it is the ecosystem it provides. How much are the companies are supporting each other, and how is the startup ecosystem around these large and medium scale companies. So we are located in the heart of Istanbul, and we have been the R&D export champion of Turkey with different 260 companies and 7,000 people. We actually make up the largest civilian technology cluster of Turkey. We are proud of that. And within the science park, there are a lot of different multinational companies as well as startups from different sources. So if you want to grow your startup, Istanbul is the right choice, and we can provide you all the infrastructure necessary in the main campus of Istanbul Technical University. As Istanbul is a large market for any company, B2B, B2C, there are vast advantages to access your customers here. And we can also establish, facilitate this relationship for those startups who are willing to enter Istanbul market and grow their business. And within our science park, there are a number of programs. I won't go into detail, but for any size of the startup, there is something here. There is something in Istanbul, there is something in ITU ARI Teknokent, there is something in Startup Turkey. So for early stage startups, there are the ITU Çekirdek, which are our proud incubators. We are proud of our pre-incubator, incubator, the accelerator, the whole system. And we have ITU Magnet for scale-up incubators. So if you have a startup with established, existing investment, with a scalable business model but have scaling problems, ITU Magnet is for you. So we help you solve your scalability problem. On paper, you look great, but there are problems to execute, so we try to help you on ITU Magnet. Also, ITU Magnet provides soft lending for other startups from other countries who want to come and join the Istanbul market. And we have this Innogate program where we take best technology companies, best technology startups, and we train them a lot in Turkish environment and put them to Silicon Valley. We help startups to establish their Delaware C Corps, become US entities, and reach the US market to receive traction in US so that they can tap the American investor base as US entities while keeping their engineering base here in Istanbul. So Istanbul could be your growth market to grow your company into further scale, as well as you can take it as a stepping stone to US market and take the Innogate program and establish your US entity to grow other markets elsewhere in the world. So that's a good... and Turkish Airlines has direct flights, the official airline of this event. So you can, grow your company here and make your sales and headquarters in San Francisco very easily. And we can be your, helper, your leverage point as the science park. And we have been selected also as the second best incubator in Europe and the third best incubator of the world quite recently as a university affiliated incubator. So we know what we are doing. Trust us, come to Istanbul, and we will help you develop your business to other markets. So it's really large. I mean, it's a vivid event, and we are very proud because Burak, who is the founder of all these, is our alumni as well. So Burak is a proud alumni of Istanbul Technical University, and we also want to announce that all these 9 startups you watched, they actually won 3 months free office space in our magnet.
That's awesome.
So all these 9 companies, if they want a soft land in Turkey or want to grow, they can taste our premises, our infrastructure, and can freely use. For those who are not in the top 9, they shouldn't get, feel bad about this. Yeah. If they're really serious about growing in Istanbul, I'm sure we can offer them something as well.
That's good too.
So
Yeah.
We are proud to be part of this this family, this event. This has been a great event for many years, and I'm sure it will continue into the future. So we will be here next year as well. So, and we are expecting all good startups to keep following Startup Turkey.
We're recording this, right? This is being recorded. So, Deniz.
Yep.
So, I think let's talk a little bit about the companies that were here and maybe their next steps first, and then we can maybe talk a little bit more about your programming. So, you're a successful entrepreneur. Before you were sort of working for the man. You've actually put some businesses out there. You've eaten plenty of ramen noodles and all those types of things. So, you think about going through an event like this, and the strange thing about these types of events is, the organizers have been working for months to prepare this wonderful opportunity, and they get to the end in a few minutes. They're going to be at the front door going, well, we'll see you next year, and not really, but they're tired. But the companies now they've gotten all this feedback, and tomorrow morning they want to hit the ground. There's stuff they have to do. There's some great milestones they need to accomplish. So are there some lessons? Are there some things that we ought to suggest in terms of, how do they sort of, what should be sort of maybe the top 2 or 3 things that they ought to focus on? And obviously it's a little unique by company, but what are the, if we looked at the big scheme of things, what are the big things they should focus on?
I think the audience will, also join me in that the communications are very critical for startups. So they did some experience here. They pitched their startups, had some questions as well, and and they were kind of successful in responding some of them, and some of them may not be that well understood. I think every cycle of these pitching events could be a good opportunity to revisit our assumptions about our company or how we put them on our sentences, and maybe we can tell our story differently next time. So it's always a communication exercise. So it's, as people get used to these, pitches, they sometimes wear out. So they don't, okay, I know this business. I don't need to reshuffle my slides. I don't need to prepare them again. I'm good already. Right. So it's a very bad assumption. So any startup with, I don't know how many startups you did in the past. Every time you have to reshuffle your, pitch deck, your sentences, the way you put your story. Maybe there might be a better way to put yourself, and especially if there are questions that it shows that you couldn't make your point around those topics. Maybe you should improve them or better answer some of the questions next time, as well as going to customers. I mean, there might be a customer in the room this time as well. So for startups, we could be the customers, for some of them at least. Sure. And every occasion is an opportunity to go and tell about your product, your service to a potential customer. For those startups who are visiting Istanbul, if there are customers outside, you have to take them tomorrow morning, maybe by, for a brief LinkedIn, stalking, or some immediate visit at the office stores and stuff. So you have to be more pushy and, take the lead and find the customers. And there are plenty of them in this city.
I'm seeing the white smoke. My gosh, this is the fastest I've ever seen judges come back from anything. You guys are really good. This is really amazing.
Yeah. So the time is...
Well, yeah, so if we were going to boil it down, it sounds like 3 things. It sounds like, number 1, continue to evolve your communication. This is videotaped. Certainly you're getting feedback and use that to evolve the communication. Yeah. Get the sales going, so get out and test and get in front of more customers. And then finally, follow-up. Sounds like the kind of 3 things that we want to get people focused on. Are those?
Exactly.
Excellent. I think we're ready for results. So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you also for your great performance today.
Yeah,
absolutely. You had a very nice moderator, right? That's why I didn't take the last 8, because he has been doing a great job.
You're
so great.
Too kind.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.